Hi, and welcome to Kids in Entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Mooskaan Baxi. Today we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and the benefits of it. My personal favorite benefits are traveling. So I'm here with my dad, Minesh Baxi. Hi.
Hello, welcome, and it's fun to be with you.
Thank you. So, traveling. That's one of the reasons you do entrepreneurship. So what are some of your favorite trips that we've taken? I know we've taken a lot.
Well, that's a good point, and frankly, I love travel.
Yeah.
You know that. And not only do I love travel, I love traveling with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of those people who wants to travel alone. I know there are a lot of people who like traveling alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is it, Lonely Planet or whatever these other places are. But I just cannot enjoy life. Like, when you ask somebody, Mooskaan,
Mm-hmm.
what would you really like to do when you retire? You have enough money, you have enough time. What is one common answer you find most people say?
Everyone wants to travel the world.
Exactly. If I had enough money, enough time, and I was feeling great healthy-wise, then I would like to travel. Now, one of the challenges I think you and I know is some people, because they don't have as much flexibility, they can't travel until they retire fully, right? You know what I'm talking about? But one of the challenges in that part is the health may not be there, right? And so I like to travel when I'm healthy. I like to travel my children making memories. We were listening to a very successful speaker the other day, and what was he talking about? Making memories.
Yeah.
And nothing better way to make memories than
Traveling.
So between the two of us, let's just talk about a few trips. I'll talk about one and then you can talk about another.
Sure.
So that way it becomes a fun interaction. One of the trips that I really have liked the most, which will be within the top for me, is New Zealand.
Yeah.
And this is the time when I left my job. I was more independent than before. Kim, my wife, wanted to go to New Zealand for having substitute teaching experience in Auckland area. And she went there. She stayed there for, I think, 6 weeks. I was in New Zealand for 2 to 3 weeks, I think. But it was a fun trip. New Zealand is so beautiful. They have such diverse geographical conditions.
Really?
Yeah. If you go to the north, it's more warm.
Yeah.
And there are beautiful sandy beaches. Auckland is the city of sails. And again, just remember, at the time, this is almost 20 years ago, when we went, I'm trying to remember, I think the population of the entire country was just over 3 million.
Oh.
And Auckland was about 1 million.
Wow.
So it's just interesting that Auckland had about 1/3 of the entire country's population. And because they have more sheep than people. So some of the fun things that I did in New Zealand, I'll just mention a couple of them. Obviously, Auckland had beautiful beaches and city of sails. Their downtown was just magnificent. Then another part was watching whales from the shore. And this was in Christchurch. We took a train across from Christchurch to the other part of the island, which was Southern Island, South Island. And that was to two glaciers that we went to. One of them I remember was Franz Glacier. The other was Franz Josef. Maybe I'm making a mistake on the name here. But we went on the ice in the glacier. We had a helicopter ride over Mount Cook, which was a lot of fun. Another part which was fun on the North Island was the volcano as well as the Maoris. Those were fun. The other part in the South Island, beautiful place called Queenstown. Queenstown has so many. There's a remarkable is the mountain. Then there is a beautiful lake. Then we went to what is called Milford Sound. Milford Sound is just gorgeous. It's a fjord and just beautiful, beautiful scenery. Just captivating. Brilliant virgin scenery. It's just so beautiful to see the area. So New Zealand is one of the top on my list as a part of travel. How about you?
Well, I wish I could say the same. That sounds
Well,
that
I'll
sounds
take
like
you
a
to
lot
New
of
Zealand.
fun. One day, yeah. Definitely one of my favorites. In 2017, we went to the West Coast.
Yes.
And not just like one place in the West Coast, we went like everywhere in the West Coast. We flew into LAX. I think that day we were in LAX. Where did we go next? I think we went to like San Diego or something.
Okay.
We went down south in California. Then we went to Las Vegas.
Yes.
From Las Vegas, we went to the Grand Canyon.
Yes.
By the way, we drove everywhere. We flew to LAX and then we drove everywhere.
Yes.
So we spent a day in Las Vegas. We went to Grand Canyon, spent a night there. Then we went back, spent I think 2 nights in Las Vegas. We had a lot of fun. We went on the Strip. We went to Red Rock Canyon, climbed a bunch of rocks. Then we went, where did we go? We go back to LA, right?
We went to Santa Barbara also.
Yeah. We went to Santa Barbara. But Santa Barbara is really nice. We only spent a little bit there, like 3 hours, like 2 hours maybe. We had lunch and that was it. But it's such a small, nice town. I really liked it. Then I think we went to Catalina Island,
yes.
which was very fun. We went ziplining there. I had cheesecake there. It was very memorable. Catalina Island was really pretty. It's very small. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. So when I went there, it was because there's just the terrain, like the wild stuff, which I think they have like buffaloes and whatever, like really big animals too. And then that was the trip, and it was, I think, less than 2 weeks. It was like 13 days.
Yeah, something around that time.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. It's the most memorable trip I've taken recently, but it's definitely one of my favorites.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. So let me talk about one of my trips, obviously, is India, right? So India is always fun to go to visit family and be around my, brother, sister, my mother. My father unfortunately passed away last year, but obviously the whole family would be there. People I knew when I grew up. So those are fun memories for me when I go to India from that perspective as well. Cruises, I love cruise. I know we haven't been on cruise that many times.
I've only been on one cruise in my life.
Well, you've been more than one.
I can only remember one.
You can only remember one.
I should always separate my memories like that. I can only remember going on one because there's like several places I've been, stuff I've done that I have no memory of ever happening.
Which is one of the challenges. So when people say, Minesh, should I take my children? Well, if you want them to remember, make sure they're 8 and above. Otherwise, they're not likely to remember much at all.
Unless it's a very specific trip. Because you took me to, Hawaii when I was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, you want to talk about Hawaii?
Yeah, when we first went to Hawaii, we've been 3 times. The first time, I was like 2.5, 3 maybe. I remember the trip pretty well. Like,
good for you.
Really well. It was a month. We went to, where'd we go? We went to Oahu. We went to Maui.
Maui, we were there for 3 weeks.
Maui. We also went to Oahu, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Honolulu.
So we spent the majority of the time in Maui. I remember we went on like a whale watching cruise, I think.
Yes.
That's also the day I found out mermaids were not real. That was the worst day of my life. I was like, I
know.
really want to see a mermaid. And this other random girl, she was like the same age as me too. She was like, mermaids aren't real. And it destroyed my life. But
Ariel is no more.
No more. I was so convinced she was real. Oh my gosh. We went to one of those like black rock beaches or whatever they're called.
Yes.
That was...
Yeah, so
we
we took a trip called Road to Hana.
Yeah, that was
And Road to Hana was a pretty scary trip, but Kim, my wife, is a very good driver, so we were able to take advantage of that. Huh?
We picked up hitchhikers.
Yes, we picked up a couple of ladies as hitchhikers. They were young girls. I don't remember much about them, but
Me neither.
Yeah, but they were nice girls, and we just dropped them off. Obviously, it didn't look any scary anyway. And we had a good time in the black sand beaches.
Yep.
We stayed overnight in Hana.
Yep.
Hana is a different part of Maui.
Yeah.
And we also went to the top of the Haleakala mountain. Okay. We did. And we haven't been to Maui again, have we?
No.
I'm trying to think. No, we haven't been to. We went to Maui once. We went to Oahu 3 times.
Yes.
And we went to Kona.
We went to the Big Island.
Yeah, we went to the Big Island the last time, which was one side was Kona and the other side was Hilo. We haven't been to Kauai yet, so that's another list for us to go to.
The Jurassic.
Yes. So what are some of the key memories other than that from the last couple of times when you were older that you remember from like Diamond Head Mountain or Waikiki or something like that?
We went to Diamond Head. Waikiki's really nice. They have really nice cheesecake there. That's of course what I remember.
Which one is Uncle Tetsu?
Uncle Tetsu.
Okay.
And then we went to what's it called? The Volcano National Park.
Yeah, Diamond Head.
No.
On the
Big
that's
Island.
Kona.
On the Big Island.
On the Big Island, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hilo.
It was in like in the middle.
Side.
It was like in the middle-ish because it's
on the south.
It's the big volcano in the middle.
Correct. which erupted last year.
Yeah, it erupted like the year we left.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was crazy, but it was a nice volcano when we went, when we saw.
Yeah, we took a helicopter ride over it.
We did. It was very nice.
It was very nice. That was enjoyable. We did some snorkeling. I think I enjoyed that one too.
You didn't swim.
I did swim in the water.
You swam?
Yes. Snorkeling I can do.
I don't really like swimming.
Okay. And I'm trying to think what else was fun that was easily memorable. We took Polynesian Cultural Center. So that was fun. There were so many fun things. Oh, yeah, we stayed very close on the beach as well, but a remote part of Oahu.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It was beautiful. The peacocks, remember?
Yeah, and there was like there's the section when like the beach met the mountains.
Yes.
If you looked at a certain point, that was really nice.
And there was a cave there close by.
There
remember
was
that?
a cave. We went under a cave.
Wow. I mean, Hawaii is so beautiful.
It really is.
Hawaii is definitely a magical place, which is one of the reasons we haven't gone to New Zealand, because we went to Hawaii 3 times, right?
Took up some time there.
Exactly. One of the places we want to travel is Alaska. So we are looking at next year to go to Alaska for a cruise. I think that will be fun. I know you like going to Seattle, Vancouver.
That was
You
really
also
fun.
like Canada. What is it? Toronto.
Toronto's really nice. It's
You
a really
like
nice downtown, I think.
Correct. On the East Coast, we like Florida, New York City.
Love
So many other places. We have been to San Antonio a few times.
Yep.
We have been to Dallas,
Yep.
Houston. So we've been to quite a few different places around the country. Arizona, for example.
We're going to Vegas too.
We are going to Vegas soon again. And this time we want to do the helicopter ride
Over the Grand
over
Canyon.
the Grand Canyon and
really like
actually
helicopter rides.
drop into the canyon as well.
Yeah.
So, good. Any other questions you have for me, or what would you like me to cover?
No, I think we travel. We're covering a good amount of the places we've been. We've been a lot. We could be here all day if we wanted.
But it's part of. This is one of the parts I love. Is I get to spend time with my children. I get to enjoy life as an entrepreneur, and I also travel, which is my hot button.
Yeah.
So now, every year is like I want to make a special trip somewhere,
Yeah.
and that's the fun part for me, because that's how I keep that I'm enjoying life.
Yeah.
So good.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in. I hope you had some fun listening to all the trips, and hopefully you get to go on similar trips one day of your own. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.